I think it's despicable that not only are people trying to unravel Obamacare, which helped the vast majority of the American population um, through court case after court case, and then delaying care through call centers, and then denying claims outright, arbitrarily, but not leaving any evidence as to why the decision was made. Oh, let's see what else. By confusing the connection between civilian care and government care, like VA or TRICARE, trying to cause just a disconnect in communication errors, so that medical bills are passed on to veterans or active duty service members, um, and they're litigated, or they just go and destroy their credit right out. This stuff was supposed to be stopped under the Obama administration. Matter of fact, some of the last year that he was in, they had the Consumer Protection, what was it, Consumer Medical Debt Protection Act or something like that. Because these enormous medical debts that many times are caused because somebody gets ill and it's terminal, or they have a serious illness and insurance doesn't cover it, or coding is wrong. I mean, there's a whole myriad of reasons why this stuff is denied. But in the end, it's the insurance companies, it's their fault. They're not giving adequate coverage, or they're leaving, real fine clauses within insurance contracts that are glossed over because many times salespeople, or if you're getting them through HR, so it would be a group policy, nobody explains that stuff to people. And people are left with enormous debt. It was supposed to be that people were protected. Medical debt couldn't go at your credit. Well, another thing disappointing me with the Trump administration is that apparently there's some court cases going on right now where the head of various consumer protection agencies that are supposed to protect the people are instead protecting the 1%. And they're trying to go at and whittle down these consumer financial protection acts that were executive orders that were started under, as I said before, the last year of President Obama's administration, and finalized through President Biden's last year of his administration. Just more and more, I would never vote Democrat again, but you know what? I'm not going to vote Republican either. The Republican Party, people want to brag that it is now Trump's party, and I'm neither his best fan or his worst critic, but you know what? A lot of things make me disgusted. This slash and burn, not slash and burn farming, now it's slash and burn government funding, and not considering the ramifications of it, and the thousands of veterans that are now without jobs. And now thousands of veterans who may be ill or without a job have to worry about consumer medical debt being put on their credit report, meaning they lose their clearance, or their clearance becomes in jeopardy. They lose their homes. They lose their kids' savings for college. It's just horrible to see what's happening to this country, and it is becoming a haves versus have-nots. And people try to boil it down to race or religion. It's not. It's not. It's about haves versus have-nots. Because you go into a have neighborhood where people are comfortable, people are, financially secure, whether middle class or upper middle class, people are concerned about who prays what day of the week, or, who is from what ethnic background, or whose skin color is what. People don't care about that stuff. Everybody has barbecues together. The problem is haves versus have-nots. And the more that we put one percenters in government, the more that this is going to take place, and the gap is going to widen. Now, I'm not a Marxist at all. The only communism that I would espouse would be that seen in a monastery or in a convent. But sure enough, folks, this is just another nail in the coffin of our way of life. By now, medical debt is coming after the middle class, the lower class, and the upper class. They don't care because they can just write a check.